वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Thank you for joining. We're trying to understand the chapter 13 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, nature, enjoyer, and consciousness, where this is in the last 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. The first 6 chapters are stressing on the Karma Yoga aspect, Karma Yoga to Nishkama Karma Yoga, how to purify our ordinary material conditioned work. And then gradually, Lord Krishna is bringing up, but with bhakti underlying factors. So where karma to nishkama karma and gradually bringing them to the platform of bhakti. Then the next 6 chapters, middle 6 chapters, it is like a jewelry box. The lower box of the jewelry box is a karma yoga, and the top portion is jnana yoga, which is the last 6 chapters. And then when the inside is the Bhakti Yoga, that is the middle 6 chapter, the real essence, the pure devotion service is discussed gradually from Karma Mishra Bhakti to Gnana Mishra Bhakti, and then pure devotion service in chapter 12 from 9, 10 and 12 especially being stressed. But now Krishna, the connection from chapter 12 to 13 is, in the chapter 12, Krishna is speaking about Tesham Aham Samudharta Mrityu Samsara Sagarat Bhavam Nachra Artvartha Maya Vestas. So Krishna is saying, I will swiftly deliver one who is thinking of me, one who understands about my supreme, my position, my qualities, my birth, activities, everything. But how to swiftly deliver one needs a transcendental knowledge to be detached from this material contamination, the lower modes, passion, ignorance, especially. So that's why Lord Krishna is speaking. That is one connection. There are many other connecting points why 13th chapter Lord Krishna is speaking. That is one of them. The second one you see in the, I think, verse number 11 or 12, I'm forgetting. So where Krishna is stressing jnana is important, or the meditation. If you cannot do the pure devotion, spontaneous devotion service, then please perform by the sadhana bhakti. If you cannot do that, offer your work to me. If you cannot do that, then cultivate knowledge. Cultivate knowledge. So that's where that is another connection why this chapter 13, the interlinking from chapter 12 to chapter 13. So, and we'll see that in Mr. Prabhupada's purport also, where also Baladev Vidya Bhushan and others. So Prabhupada is saying the purport of this 13th chapter is that one should know the distinction between the body, owner of the body, and the super soul. One should recognize the process of liberation as described in verses 8 through 12, which are prominent, which discussing about the 18 aspects of knowledge. And within that, most important is Maicha Ananya Bhavena Bhaktir Avya Bicharini. That particular line in those 4 verses, very, very important, where it is talked about. Out of all those aspects, if one cannot develop pure devotion service, then all the knowledge is useless. So, beginning with Achara Upasana, and then from there, gradually coming to the pure devotion service. That is a very, very important point where Prabhupada also stresses, and all the acharyas stressing, Baladev Vidya Bhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti. One should recognize the process of liberation as described in verses 8 through 12, which begins with humbly submitting to the spiritual master, Krishna's pure representative, as it is mentioned. Yatha Krishnarpita Prana Tat Purusha Nishevaya. One who has given his life and soul, body, minds, and everything at the lotus feet of previous Acharya, Parampara, then to him we need to submit and offer. Then Krishna will recognize us and give us the everything, whatever knowledge, intelligence, spiritual strength, everything, whatever is needed, Krishna will give us. So that's why here Prabhupada is stressing that one should recognize the process of liberation as described in verses 8 through 12. Then one can go to the supreme destination. One should have complete understanding of this chapter with the help of the spiritual master. Because otherwise we are being told we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. But again and again we are into this is the Tattva Vibrama. Again and again we are being repeatedly told, but still being conditioned. We are not able to give up the allurements. Aneka chitta vibhranta mohajala samavruta. These allurements for the various senses, either ears, or the nose, or the tongue, or the skin, the touch sensation, the smell. It's every living entity coming with different baggage where he's getting attracted and allured by various sense pleasures. So that's why we need to hear from the mouth. So of bona fide spiritual master. That's why we sing that Guru Astaka, Guru Vandana prayers, where clearly laying out the fundamental point. That's why Prabhupada makes sure that we are all singing Samsara Dava. We know the essence of that. In the morning, 4:30, in front of the Lord, we are sitting and standing and praying that spiritual master is the everything, life and soul. We have to submit to him. Through him only we can attain Krishna. There is no other way about it. And again at the at the Sringara Arati, again we are submitting Guru Puja. Again, Sri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Bandhu Mohi Savad. One must be very, very alert and cautious to follow, to hear from the spiritual master and follow his instruction after hearing. What is that? Prasangam Vajram Pasam Atmano Kavayo Vidu Mokshadvaram Apavratam. So Sayeva Sadhu Sukrudu Mokshadvaram Apam. That is the only way. Again and again, Shastra repeats these verses and throughout Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya, Tadvidhi Pranipatena verse, many other places. See that. So that's why Prabhupada is clearly laying out that one must hear regularly, especially chapter 13, chapter 14, chapter 15, stressing this point to hear this last 6 chapters, especially through spiritual master, even though it may be repeatedly told, it's the same knowledge we might be knowing already. But when it comes, because only spiritual master can speak Shabda Brahma. Not everybody can, because he has to be, first of all, realized he has communication directly with the Supreme Lord through his spiritual master. Then only he can speak the Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma, anybody cannot, conditioned soul cannot speak. It has some impurities in it. But when spiritual master speaks, that is Shabda Brahma. He is speaking as it is, without any mixture of any other lower modes. So that's why we have to hear. It has utmost, highest importance to hear from the spiritual master. That's the 13th chapter especially. Now, starting from 13th chapter, how the living entities comes into the material nature and how he is delivered by the Supreme Lord through the different methods of fruitive activities, cultivation of knowledge, and the discharge of devotion service are explained. Although the living entity is completely different from the material body, he somehow or the other becomes related. This is how Sri Prabhupada puts it. And then Vallabha Vidya Bhushan also puts it in the same way. In 13th chapter, the real natures of the body, Jiva, Supreme Lord will be alienated. The cause of the relation of the body with the Jiva is distinct from his body, and the method of making the distinction will be considered. And Vishwanath Chakravarti also similarly explains Jnana in detail by examining the field, nor the field, process of knowledge and object of knowledge. So in this chapter, Arjuna is asking 6 questions. Prakriti, Purusha, then also the Kshetra, Kshetrajna, field of activities, and nor the field of activities. And then the last one is knowledge and object of knowledge. These are the 6 questions Arjuna is asking in the beginning. So far, he has asked till now in this chapter almost 11 questions Arjuna has asked. So this is also connected from the chapter 4, verse number 34, last verse, where Krishna is speaking. You need to cut all your contamination with the weapon of knowledge. Gnana asina atmana. So in this way, it is connected. Now let's look at the sections of these 35 verses. Is seemingly small chapter, but it's actually very, very important chapter in order to be delivered from this contamination. So section 1 is Arjuna's questions, first verse. And section 2 is 2 to 12, Lord Krishna's answers to the field of activities, nor of field knowledge. It is interesting. Lord Krishna is not answering in the way Arjuna is asking. Sometimes spiritual master, you may be asking, but he may not answer exactly the way you want. But spiritual master knows exactly how it should be answered with what. So that's why here Krishna is first answering the Kshetrajna. That is the most important. Bhagavad Gita begins also when Arjuna submitted how Krishna's first starting point, body and soul. Because if this is not understood, then what are you going to understand about the knowledge and object of knowledge? And how you are going to understand about your Prakriti and Purusha, because that's even more complex. Why we are here in this material, why we are suffering, what is exactly is causing us to be constantly being suffered and distressed and anxiety always. How will you understand if you are not able to understand the body and soul difference? So that's why first Krishna is speaking the third and fourth and fifth and sixth, and then at the end is coming back to one and two. So the third and fourth has a greater significance. Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Why the body is called field of activities, we are getting there. So section 1 is Arjuna's question. Section 2 is 2 to 12. Lord Krishna's answers to field of activities, knower of field, and knowledge. 3 and 4 and 5 is answered in section 2. And section 3 is 13 to 19, which is called Gnayam, or object of knowledge. That is question number 6 of Arjuna. Section number 4 is 20 to 26, where Arjuna's question, Prakriti and Purusha, it is called. Where question 1 and 2, this is the last, first question actually, but Arjuna is answering in the last. And then he is summarizing in section 5, 27 to 35, what is the consciousness with which we need to act, and or the summary of the chapter. In this way, this chapter is laid out. Now, we need to look at a few things in this way. So, when we have been given this type of body, we are given the chance of living in certain type of body, just like we are all working in IT world under certain office, under certain position. Similarly, there are 8.4 million species of body, and each living entity has been given the chance to utilize it according to the desire. So that's why Arjuna is making the here Krishna is making the point that why Bhagavad Gita is spoken, because Arjuna, to induce him to act as a dutiful soldier, not the enjoyer, but actually cooperator with the will of the Lord, will of his pure representative, not enjoyer. With what consciousness he should act. So that's why Lord Krishna is specifically speaking. Otherwise, if one does not inquire about the actually how to purify his work, how to actually what is supreme absolute truth, what is our relationship, all this, then it is actually waste of time, where Bhagavatam speaks this. Parabhavastavad abodhajata yavanna jignasat atmatattvam yavat kriyastavat idam manovai karmatmukam yena sarirabandha. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated. Subject to misery is arising from ignorance, be it sinful or pious. Both are both are bondage. Karma has its resultant actions. If a person is engaged in any kind of karma, his mind is called karmatmaka. It is like colored with fruitive activity. As long as one as a mind is impure, consciousness is unclear. So that's why we have to give up this fruitive activity and come to the purified action. So that's why we have to be in the association of devotees, and we have to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord in the association of devotees. So that's why here, now coming to first question, as Arjuna is asking, Kshetra. Why Kshetra is called field? Because the seed is one, just like the compared to the agriculture field, because the actions are being taken place in a field, in agriculture field. And there are reactions, or the seeds are sown in a particular field, agriculture. The same seed of desires are there in this gross body and subtle body. That's why this place of action. That's why it is called kshetra. Now, how you should utilize, that has been discussed. As you make your body materially strong, similarly, you can make your body, because this is kshetra. Kshetra means the field or the land. In the land, by tilling the land, by cultivating the land, you can produce nice grain also, and or inferior grain also as you work. Because the land is in your possession, you can cultivate as you like. Similarly, this body is land, and I am the tiller, I am the krashaka or agriculturist. So by using this land, I can become spiritual advanced, or I can become material advance. It is up to me how you use your free will. Sometimes people say that when Lord decided, like Dhritarashtra consciousness. Dhritarashtra always said, when Lord Krishna sent Uddhava, not Uddhava, Akrura, Lord Krishna sent, Vyasdev, and so many people tried to Vidura, so many people tried to console him, give him knowledge, but he didn't want what he was telling. Then Krishna decides, then I will. Right now, I cannot, even though what Krishna is telling is correct, but I cannot follow his instruction. So this is the biggest problem. So that's why here Krishna is stressing that one must utilize his free will to submit to the Supreme Lord and spiritual master, and one must be in the right association. Otherwise, it's very difficult to follow the instruction of spiritual master. So now coming to the understanding, now we understood that field of activity is body. What kind of activity, what we should be concerned, and it is also compared with a tree. So the how the creeper, it is a devotional service, is called also bhakti creeper. When we are sowing the seed of unwanted desire, rather we should sow the seed of bhakti in the heart by this cultivating this transcendental knowledge, and we should sow that bhakti seed through the spiritual master. And then how this creeper should be maintained is very very important instruction Sri Prabhupada gives in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse number 30. One by one, very laying out very clearly how this should creeper be. The primary practice of Bhakti Yoga will cause the seed already sown in the heart to sprout by regular watering process. The Bhakti Yoga creeper will begin to grow. By systematic nurturing, the creeper will grow to such an extent that it will penetrate the coverings of the universe. As we heard in the previous verse, the effulgent sky, Brahma Jyoti, and go farther and farther, reaches the spiritual sky, where there are innumerable spiritual planets called Vaikuntha Loka. Above all of them, Golok Vrindavan is there. Now, the watering process of hearing and reading is also chanting of the holy name. In the pure devotional stage, fructifies and the fruits grown in the form of love of God are tangibly tasted by the devotee, even though he is here in this material world. The ripe fruits of love of God are released by only the devotees constantly engaged in the watering process as described above. Yeah, in case if you fall down, how you will come back? We have to immediately take up again to the process of chanting, process of hearing, and be in the association. These three things has to be done. Even if we fall down, somehow or the other we fell from Krishna consciousness, went back to, but somehow we realized it. It's a mistake, somehow or the other. Okay, then we have to start again, be in the association of devotee. But the working devotee must always be mindful, so that creeper which has so grown will not be cut off. Therefore, he should be mindful of the following consideration. Now, Prabhupada talks about 10 items. First one, offense by one at the feet of a pure devotee may be likened to a mad elephant who devastates very good garden if it enters. Number two, one must be very careful to guard himself against such offenses at the feet of pure devotees, just as one protects a creeper by all around fencing. Number three, if it so happens that by watering process some weeds are also grown, unless such weeds are uprooted, the nurturing of the main creeper or the creeper of Bhakti Yoga may be hampered. So that's why this unwanted nature is keep coming up to the forefront. Actual real nature is not coming up because of this unwanted creepers are growing. This Kutinati, Nishiddhachar, Puja, Pratishta, these are all unwanted creepers. That's what here Prabhupada is talking. Number four, actually these weeds are material enjoyment, merging of self in absolute without separate individuality, and many other desires in the field of religion, economic development, sense enjoyment, and emancipation. Number five, there are many other weeds like disobedience to the tenets or reward scriptures, unnecessary engagements, that's what Nishiddha, killing animals, hankering after material gain, prestige, and adoration. This is what the Sanskrit words are: Nishiddha, Achar, Puja, Pratishta. One more there, the four or five. Chaitanya Charitamrita and other places, Prabhupada emphasize that. Number six, if sufficient care is not taken, which is the watering, then the watering process may only help to breed the weeds. Water is going somewhere else to actually not grow the bhakti, but somewhere else, because you are not sufficiently alert, careful in following what Acharya is instructing. Stunting the healthy growth of main creeper, resulting in no fructification of the ultimate requirement, love of God. That's why people may chant for 30, 40, 50 years, but not really developing and falling down. So, because the problem is this, not following actually what Acharya is instructing. So, that's where the number seven, the devotee must therefore be very careful to uproot the different weeds in the very beginning. Only then will the healthy growth of the main creeper not be stunted. Number eight, and by so doing, the devotee is able to relish the fruit of love of God and thus live practically with Lord Krishna even in this life and able to see the Lord in every step. The highest perfection of life is to enjoy life constantly in the association of the Lord, and one who can realize this does not aspire after any temporary enjoyment of the material world via other media. So it's very clear. how much we should be very serious to engage in this Krishna conscious activities. Otherwise, very difficult. So that's because our Prabodhananda Saraswati Prabhupada repeats, or Prabodhananda Saraswati, that's why mentions how much we are in this Vibrama, illusion about our position, our identity. So, our the knowledge, jnana, we have Brahma of so many things. So that's why is mentioning the Kala Kalir Balina Indriya Vairi Varga Sri Bhakti Marga Iha Kanta Koti Ruda. Aha Kwajami Kala Kim Aham Karomi Chaitanya Chandra Yadina Adya Krupa Krosi. Now in this age of Kali, my enemies, Indriya Vairi Varga, the senses are very, very strong. The beautiful path of bhakti is sprinkled with countless thorns. So, like karma, jnana, unrestricted sense enjoyment. My spirit is weak. My senses are so powerful and agitated. So, what should I do? Where shall I go? Oh Lord Chaitanya Chandra, if you do not grant me your mercy, what shall I do to save myself? So that's why we have to submit to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's representative. Then only. That's why this tree is compared. The tree of material existence has two seeds. What are those? And hundreds of roots, three lower trunks and five upper trunks. It produces five flavors and has 11 branches and has nest made by two birds. This tree is covered with three types of bark, gives two fruits, and extends up to the sun. Those lusty after material enjoyment, dedicated to family life, enjoy one of the tree's fruits. And swan like man is in renounced order of life to enjoy other fruit. One who with the help of a bona fide spiritual masters can understand this tree to be a manifestation of the potency of the one supreme truth appearing in many forms, actually knows the meaning of the Vedic literature. So that is the real constant. As now Prabhupada explains what this meant. The two seeds of this tree are sinful and pious activities, and the hundreds of the roots are the living entities, innumerable material desires. The only way you can purify that is be in the association of the devotees always and try to engage in as much service as possible, because we have so much so much baggage from past lives. So more you engage in service, more you water, more you hear, more you chant, then that will help to purify, to subdue this sinful activity, sinful mentality. Otherwise, there is no possibility. For the lower trunks represent three modes of material nature, and the five upper trunk represents the five gross material elements. The tree produces five flavors: the sound, form, touch, taste, and aroma, and has 11 branches, the five working senses, the five knowledge acquiring senses, and the mind. And two birds, namely the individual soul and super soul, have made their nest in this tree. And the three types of bark are air, bile, and mucus, and the constituent elements of the body. The two fruits of this tree are happiness and distress. Those who are busy trying to enjoy the company of beautiful women, money, and other luxurious aspects of illusion enjoy the fruit of unhappiness. One should remember that even in the heavenly planet there is anxiety and death. So that's they want to come to the material world to actually to take up the process of bhakti. Those who have renounced material goals and taken to the path of spiritual enlightenment enjoy the fruit of happiness. One who takes the assistance of a bona fide spiritual masters can understand that this elaborate tree is simply manifestation of the external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is ultimately one without a second. If one can see the Supreme Lord as ultimate cause of everything, then his knowledge is perfect. Otherwise, if one is entangled in Vedic rituals or Vedic speculation without knowledge of the Supreme Lord, he has not achieved the perfection of life. So that's why it's very important. Then what we should do? One should have firm faith in blissful narrations of my pastimes, constant chanting of my glories, unwavering attachment to the ceremonial worship of me, praising me through the beautiful hymns, great respect for my devotion service, offering obeisances with the entire body, performing first-class worship by my devotees, consciousness of me in all living entities, offering of ordinary bodily activities in my devotion service, use of words to describe by my qualities, offering the mind to me, rejection of all material desires, giving up wealth for my devotion service, renouncing material sense gratification and happiness, and performing all desirable activities such as charity, sacrifice, chanting, vows, and austerities with the purpose of achieving me. All these things must be done to achieve Krishna. So that's why we see that Saranagati is so important. First, we have to submit to the Lord and spiritual master, then you start any activity, even including the Sravanam, Kirtanam, everything. That's why that verse is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, essence of all the Shastras. 7:5-22-23. Prahlad Maharaj speaking. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Arpita. You must Arpita means surrender, offer. First offer. Then you start. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhagavat Chet Navalakshana Bhagavati Adda. Directly. First you offer. Great important purport Prabhupada makes. Elaborate purport. Clearly stating that people try to offer after. After I open business, if things come, then I offer. After I work, then I will chant these many rounds, then I will offer. No. First you submit. Whose purpose you are doing? You are trying to please Guru and Krishna, everything, whatever we do. So that's why first we have to submit to Guru and Krishna that I would like to engage in this activity. Please give me the spiritual strength and intelligence to please your senses. That should be our purpose. Everything should be in that way. Submit, then you do, then everything will have actual proper consciousness. Otherwise, it's very difficult. With so much contaminated consciousness and so much baggage we are bringing, we will not have any spiritual strength to carry out. However great, however number of years of experience we have, without this kind of submission before any service, before class, before everything. So that is so important. This submission, Saranagati is so important. Then only there is a way to actually improve our consciousness. Otherwise, this nature enjoyer consciousness, you will never understand then who's actually the real enjoyer. We'll try to enjoy again and again by being wearing the neck beads and carrying the chanting bed. Still, we try to enjoy ourselves. So, but instead of giving the enjoyment to Guru and Krishna, so that will be our business. So that's why we have to be very careful. Where Krishna is speaking here to the Uddhava, giving up the wealth for my devotion service, renouncing material sense gratification, happiness, and performing all desirable activities such as charity, sacrifice, chanting, vows, and austerities with the purpose of achieving me. These cultivate actual religious principles by which those human beings who have actually surrendered themselves to me automatically develop love for me. What other purpose or goal could remain for my devotee? Prabhupada talks about in the purport. The words Mad Bhakta Puja Abhyadika are significant in this verse. Superior quality. Abhyadika indicate the Lord is extremely satisfied with those who offer worship to his pure devotees. He rewards them accordingly because the Lord's general appraisal of his pure devotee, worship of the pure devotees is described as superior to the worship of the Lord himself. The word Mad Artha Anga Chesta state that, very important purport, this one, states that ordinary bodily activities such as brushing the teeth, generally we think something or we will put movie songs. No, while even these activities, see that clearly Prabhupada is writing this, how important it is, including brushing the teeth, taking bath, eating, etc., should all offer to the Supreme Lord as devotion service. Did we ever think? Most of the time we don't think. That's where the problem is. Then how things will work? I'm not able to get the taste. I'm still doing this, that. You have these many questions because we don't read Prabhupada's purport. We don't try to follow what Prabhupada is trying to say. That's where then the problem is there always. Should all be offered to Supreme Lord as devotion. The word Vachasa Mat Guna Gune Ranam indicate that whether one speaks in ordinary, crude language or with learned poetic eloquence, one should describe the glories of the personality of Godhead. The word Mad Arde Arda Parityaga indicate that one should spend one's money for festivals. Especially we have Jagannath Radhayatra coming up. What you should do? We shouldn't go empty-handed. We should offer our best, the best garland, the best flowers, the best fruits, whatever, nice and good quality. We should try to endeavor and go. Always think that this is my, family marriage. This is the, the best festival I'm trying to celebrate. So that's how we should think. Before going to the Lord, we should always try to do great endeavor to do something for the Lord's pleasure. So that's where actually how much bhakti quotient means, how much we are really endeavoring to please the Lord is there. If there is no endeavor, that means we don't have love. We are just doing matter of duty. Somebody told to chant 16 rounds and do some service, then we are doing mechanically. But really there is no real agitation, no anxiety for the Lord. If there is no anxiety, then how you will progress, how you can develop actually real taste for the Lord. So they are represented. There is no way. So that's why Krishna is stressing this point here. Such as word Mother De Artha Parityaga indicate one should spend one's money for festivals glorifying personality of Godhead, such as Ratha Yatra, Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima. Also, one herein instructed to spend money to assist the mission of one spiritual master. Again, see that. And other Vaishnavas. This, we don't consider this. It's so important. This purport is super important. Okay, everything nicely, simply laid out. Wealth that cannot be used properly in the Lord's service and is thus an impediment to one's clear consciousness should be given up entirely. See that? Impediment. So that's why we have to endeavor. If we don't endeavor to please, offer, or whatever we have, then obviously impediments is there. Directly Krishna is speaking. So this is, we have to understand this. The word bogasya refers to sense gratification headed by sex enjoyment, and sukasya refers to sentimental material happiness such as excessive family attachment. The words dattam hutam indicates one should offer to brahmanas and Vaishnavas first class foods cooked in ghee. Wow, see that. How much quality, how much endeavor is there. One should offer the vibration of Swaha to Lord Vishnu in an authorized sacrificial fire along with grains and ghee. The word Japtam indicates one should constantly chant the holy name of the Lord. In this way, you can understand. Much more to talk, but I have to run. Spiritual master is about to go to Italy, so I'm at the airport. Sorry, it's till 8:30, but I have to run. Please forgive me for that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Gandhara, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktam ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo Vaishnavanda ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishna Namananda Pr. Prabhuji already left. I'm still here. Okay.
I'm here, bro. Thank you. I'm
Okay, thank you so
walking
much.
inside.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking time. Explain so nicely. It is the essence and the power of the class, the power of the chapter that you completely explained about the Arjuna 6 questions. Yes, you couldn't cover completely, but at least you could summarize everything together. That in this lecture, answering that 6 questions. The Ishvara, the material nature, Prakriti, the field, the activity, and the knower of the field, and the Jnanam and the Jnayam, the knowledge and the object of the knowledge. It's a beautiful chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. Everybody can, start to read very deeply, and you'll have wonderful realizations understanding this chapter. This is where we have to begin. What is this activity? What is this world? What is this, what are our field of activities? So all these various senses, mind, intelligence, all this Mahat Tattva explained there in the chapter, as well as also what is knowledge. Krishna is revealing what is there is beyond this, there is no knowledge. And I think it's 8 to 12. Those are the words. So 7 to 8 is actually explaining about the various field and the knowledge. It's so amazing, so nice. So we'll have a complete understanding, what are we? And then finally, Ishvara, the controller, about the Supreme Lord, and the knowledge and the object of knowledge. Krishna is revealing that I am the knowledge and the absolute truth, and I am within, inside and outside. I'm pervaded everywhere. I'm seated in the heart. One should know this. That is the knowledge. And what is the object of knowledge? The Supreme Lord. So thank you so much, Krishna Namananda Prabhu, revealing that. So any concerns, any comments, or anybody would like to add anything? We'll have some discussions. Anybody would like to? Hare Krishna. Yeah, I saw that Murdananda Prabhu, your text message that no, it's not locked. I don't know what happened today. Many devotees, they are every day joining. Then we couldn't see them. Maybe some other programs or.
Okay, Prabhu.
There is
just Neeru, to make sure. Sometimes it can.
Yeah, Neeru Madaji is supposed to be here. Satyabhama Madaji. Oh, I see. Yeah, also there is.
They're all here. They're all here at Brooklyn and JFK. So
all are there.
Oh, Maharaj is leaving for Italy. So farewell. Yeah. Okay.
Also, Maharaj was speaking in the Brooklyn temple, right?
Yes, yeah. He just finished. He's coming to the now airport.
I
He's on
see.
the way.
Okay. So everybody, pretty much everybody is there from here.
Okay. Good.
So Maharaj is not coming to our center. Huh?
No, because he has to attend Italy Rath Yatra. So he's going today night.
I see. That's why many devotees went there, I believe. Okay. And also, I think His Holiness Janardana Maharaj is also speaking at the Jagadish Mahaprabhu's home. He was also trying to get those devotees, who is joining on this every day. He called me today morning.
Janardhan Swami?
Janardhan, not
Yeah,
Janardhan.
Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj disciple. Yeah, I met him in Atlanta. He came back. Yeah.
He's going back to New York tomorrow. I think that they're hosting some program there in their home. That's why I think that many devotees, that's why I believe that many devotees are, maybe engaged in very. And also, I don't know Neeru Mataji, I think. I'll try to find out. Okay, very nice.
Okay, Prabhu, I had to drop. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
sir. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, anybody else would like to add anything? Any further clarification? Any questions? It's a beautiful chapter. One of the beautiful. When we go through this, we'll go again and again and again. It clearly gives that what is all what we see. That's where it's called nature, material nature. Material nature, that's Prakriti, and what is that Prakriti? How it manifests, and all this reveals into this chapter. Beautiful chapter. In the field of activities, that's our body. And then one who knows this field of activities as knower, that's a soul. Soul exists. That's a knower of this body. And then also Krishna says, he is also the knower. He is also seated in everybody's heart, and he is pervaded everywhere. He is also knower. And the spirit soul is also knower only to his body. But the super soul is knowledge. He is the knower of everything. He can, even in an ant, what is happening, he knows it. So, dear devotees, this is the depth of spiritual understanding. That's we kind of perplexed. How is it possible? This is all kind of bogus theory, how is it possible that ant is there, the human is there? We are only limited to our own body, but the Lord is there. So how is it possible and all? So this is where we go beyond the material knowledge. This is where we try to understand beyond our perceptions. That's why, as it's mentioned that Krishna Namananda Pr was explaining that the Guru is that the Shabda Brahman. Guru is basically the Shabda Brahman. That he realized he has seen the truth, Tattva Darshana. He realized that beyond whatever it is in the material nature, he could see it. He can understand it. What is happening beyond these three modes of material nature, beyond the senses, beyond the mind, beyond this gross material, beyond the subtle nature, there is a spiritual nature. That spiritual nature is actually the only those who are realize, those who are seen that they only can impart that knowledge. And as it's mentioned that there is with our blunt senses, blunt eyes, or we cannot see the Lord. With our material eyes, we cannot see the Lord. That's why it says that we have to spiritualize our material eyes. So how do we can spiritualize our material eyes? Yes, it's very true. We cannot see Krishna through our material eyes. That means we see everything material. Material eyes means we see everything through material. And this is material, this material. When we go to the temple, we say, oh deity, this is just a stone. And the garments of the Lord, we say, oh, this is somebody made it. Or anything that which we see, oh, this is materialized. When we see Jagannath is sick, we don't see, oh, this is just a made up story. This is just an illusion. We wanted to celebrate something, so we made all these things. So Jagannath is not sick, he is everywhere, he is complete. So this is materialized. We say Lord goes to the sleep. Oh, no. Lord doesn't go to the sleep. He is always awake. He is completely, powerful. This is materialized because we don't see things beyond. and anything like that. That's the material body, material eyes. This is that's then the knowledge which goes beyond. Okay, what constitutes this material body? What are these senses? What are these different subtle elements, intelligence, mind, and ego? What is this intelligence? What is this mind? What is this the subtle nature of all this? Then we will hear this from the realized soul and spiritual master. Because so he went beyond further of this material realm. He enters into it and he can impart this. That is exactly happening here with the Krishna and Arjuna and receiving this transcendental knowledge. So only those who are, there's a difference between devotee and a non-devotee. The difference between devotee is spiritually situated. We see everything through the spiritual sense. The material or material devotee or materialist, what they see everything through the material eyes. And then they see that, that way, this way, they find the fault in everything. Don't see anything. And you know that when Srila Prabhupada comes to the temple, Srila Prabhupada, even far behind, Srila Prabhupada could see that there is something on the eyebrows or something on the hair or some feelings of Krishna that this deity is not happy. There's something, goes like that. And Srila Prabhupada could immediately understand this deity is not happy. You are not feeding well. It's not clean. There are doshas. There are many times people, there are so many people are there. They can, because they are completely spiritualized, then they can see things beyond. So like Srila Prabhupada can see things beyond. And, when we went to New Vrindavan, in New Vrindavan, the Maharaj, I forgot the name of Maharaj. Maharaj was there when Srila Prabhupada was there, and there was no structure. There was nothing. The palace of God. Srila Prabhupada came there. Srila Prabhupada came there, and at the field, that which is now where the palace of God is there, and Srila Prabhupada was envisioning there should be a beautiful temple. And Srila Prabhupada taking his cane and touching everything. There should be a window here, window here, window here, window here, window here, door here, everything. So in after few years, devotee has that inspiration, and they started to build this temple of this palace of gold. It's a beautiful structure. It's just not from any contractors they made it. All made by the devotees over there. This is the power. This is the see that devotees see this. That the Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Bengal, and that's the time he was magistrate. Bhakti Vinod Thakur was sitting in his home. That's the time Bhakti Vinod Thakur had a deep vision, great vision that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is up here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace, and he is seeing a magnificent temple there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur was seeing a magnificent temple there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote that one day temple will manifest there. See now, the TOVP, Temple of Vedic Planetarium. Such a beautiful, magnificent temple is coming up, is planning to open in 2024. The devotees, this is the vision. They can see things beyond. And there are so many wonderful devotees. There is the Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. One day, somebody came to touch Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj in Vrindavan for quite a long time. Then, because Maharaj, the health was weakening at this time, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was already 120 years old. 120 years old. Then getting old, and then the devotees, disciples mentioned that, please come to Bengal, and there you will have a hut, so that at least, So, but hesitatingly, Maharaj agreed. Then they carried. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj couldn't even walk. but they carried on their shoulder from Vrindavan to Jagan, from the Bengal. So everybody heard about Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, this Babaji. And one day somebody came to test Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, testing in such a way that see what is happening. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj had a kutir in Vrindavan, in Govardhan side. So there were a lot of tulasis and a lot of things like that. And then this family, these people came to test Maharaj. And all on a sudden, the Maharaj was started to speak something that they couldn't understand. They said, take care of this, the gods, they are coming and eating all my tulasi. Maharaj was saying like that, and they couldn't understand anything. And these people were a little close to Maharaj. I mean, somehow close to that secretary of the Maharaj, or who were his servants. And then the disciples asked Maharaj, what were you speaking about it? So Maharaj said, in Vrindavan, in my kutir, the gods came and they were all eating all the tulasi. So I was trying to warn that. So then these disciples, close associates of Maharaj, they checked with the devotees there in the kutir. So they send a telegram, they send a, some kind of information that yes, this is the time the goats and these cows, they came to the, this kutir and they eaten everything. And, and immediately Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj could understand this. There is no telephone, there is nothing, but could see that what is happened there. So like when we hear that Sanjaya could see what is happening in the battlefield, we think many people, non-devotees may think, oh, this is just a bogus theory, it's not possible. But devotees can understand this and realize this, and this is all possible because of we are ultimately the spirit soul. He is all knowledgeable. Satchit Ananda is eternal. He is all knowledgeable, and he is completely eternal and spiritual and full of potency. So who understand this? One who comes to that, the spiritual level. So this is what is Krishna is explaining in this chapter as well. That one has to, this field and field of the knower of the field. That's the knower of the field is the spirit soul. So he is here in this field temporarily. What are those fields? The senses, mind, gross and subtle body, the elements, or this Mahatattva. Then Krishna says that, one has to understand what is knowledge and the object of knowledge. Krishna is saying that the object of knowledge is nothing but Krishna. By understanding this, the knowledge, the jnanam, the knowledge, is here it is Krishna says that one who knows this knower, the activity and the field of act, the knower of this field, and the difference between this, the Paramatma and the Jivatma, he is called that is called the knowledge. The one who knows the Supreme Lord, that is called the knowledge. And then the object of knowledge is to understand that Supreme, that everything manifests. So this is an amazing chapter. We go in deep and detail and read that each verses one by one, understanding this and having this in our consciousness that yes, we are all not this material body. We are all here temporarily, acting on our senses in the body and the mind and intelligence. It's a field of activities. There we sow the seed. It's called the field, and Kshetra or Kshetra Bhumi, and the Kshetrajna is that the spirit soul. It's two different things, Kshetra and Kshetrajna, not one. Mayavadi says it's all one. There's no difference because of it's all temporary Maya. We say no, it's not two. It's not one. It's two. It's the one is the temporary material nature. The other one has a nature. He has eternal nature. That's why it's becoming two. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says about that Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Simultaneously, one and at the same time it's different. It's a beautiful, revelation, beautiful understanding. So, dear devotees, this is the way that we need to understand all this. So this way we can understand that our eternal nature, what we're supposed to do. So here, concluding that chapter with understanding the Supreme Ishvara, right? The material nature and Prakriti. So the Ishvara is beyond this material nature, but his hands, legs, everywhere. That's what he explained that. His hands are everywhere. He has thousands of hands, thousands of legs, thousands of eyes. His hands and legs are in everything and everywhere. Krishna and Krishnas. So in one sense, that the devotees is all what we see. That is also Krishna's potency, Krishna's energy. That Parasya Shakti Vivideva Sruyade, that supreme potency that manifested in various ways. Parasya Shakti Vivideva Sruyade. That supreme potency is manifested in various ways, in various energies. There's various levels of energies and expansions of energies, various ways manifest in that way. So that's what is we have to see in every thing, in every place, because of this is all various Krishna's potencies or manifestations of his various potencies. This is the way we can see that. Then only we can situate. Understanding it, then only we can situate properly in Krishna consciousness. That's the way we can spiritualize our eyes, spiritualize our ears, spiritualize our tongue, spiritualize our body, spiritualize our mind, spiritualize our intelligence. All that we can spiritualize. How? We have this pure Krishna consciousness. As he says that, as Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, that whatever we do, that we see that Krishna's hand in everything. One day, devotees, His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami Maharaj was speaking. Somebody was asked this question, Maharaj, have you seen the Lord? Maharaj then paused for a minute, thought for a minute, and replied, I can see the Lord's hand in everything. So this is as equal as seeing the Lord. See that? Such a devotee, when they go to temple, they see the Lord. They see the deity, they see the Lord. See anything, when they see the devotees, they see this is not an ordinary soul, this is also a devotee, a bhakta, that Krishna is representative, or Krishna's, one who serves Krishna is dear to Krishna. So this is the way the devotee sees. That's the difference between devotee and non-devotee. So one who comes to the devotee platform is not an ordinary. There's a very, very responsible, very, very serious matter, and very, very, deep. A devotee means he should have deep realization. Not that, just simply do something for the sake of doing, or just say somebody else is so doing. No. Once we understand the Bhagavad Gita, especially the 6 chapters, should have proper understanding, proper knowledge, how things are manifesting in this world. That's a material nature, And then we can properly worship. When we see the Lord in everything, we don't get into too much of fault finding, complaining, oh, this devotee is like that, this devotee is like that. I should give more respect to this devotee because he has some possessions so that I get some benefit. Or here other devotees, so he doesn't even come to temple, or he is not a devotee. We have so many things in the mind, so many ways we discriminate. What is that? This all materialize. That when Haridas Thakur was, chanting the holy name very little heart. And we know that everybody was trying to allure, Haridas Thakur, and offering so much of wealth and money and so many ways. Even the prostitute came to try to allure Haridas Thakur. What Haridas Thakur was seeing, all Krishna in everything, and all Krishna. So by that attitude, everybody else is also that come to Krishna consciousness. This is called real Krishna consciousness. We see Krishna in everything. That's the devotee's, nature. That's called devotee. You see Krishna in everything, Krishna's hands in everything, Krishna's eyes in everything that. And he is seated in our heart as well. He's seeing everything. So we should see like that, Krishna in everything. So that's where this object of knowledge comes. All this is to understand this That means our relationship, to establish our relationship, that means to create a sambandha. So when this is exactly that this chapter is revealing the sambandha gyan, our relationship with Krishna. So that's very, very important. When we see the later part of this Abhidheya and Prayojana. So this chapter reveals the sambandha gyan. So what is our position? What is the Supreme Lord's position? What is the object of that, all what we do? And everything, that's why we should have Krishna in the center of our life. Krishna should be in the center of our life, in all our activities. So whatever way we can do that, the devotees, that's why in the Srila Prabhupada mentioned the purport that it's a beautiful life. One derives immense pleasure in such a life. And when we have that such a love, we know that we were talking about Asiddha Krishna Maharaj. Asiddha Krishna Maharaj left the home very early, completely dedicated, and all the time he's in full of joy, full of mood of joy. No lamentations, no concerns of what things, how things, and he does not have any concerns what is going to happen tomorrow. He is completely free from all these anxieties. That's called Vaikuntha. The devotees, this is the result that we can see from the pure devotees of the Lord. They are not. Krishna is taken care of everything. All what they do, the association of the devotees, chanting the holy name, engaging in the service and kirtan, whatever the capacity they do, they always have this Krishna in their consciousness, in their heart. That offers such a beautiful life, such a blissful life. Nowhere else we can see that. Radhanath Maharaj says that, when the people, those who are the billionaires and the merchants and the commercial and all these people are, struggling from morning to night to maintain their family and making so much of rich and growing their companies and struggling like anything. And ultimately what is happening, those such people, they cannot eat even a one time good meal properly, and they cannot even sleep well. They have to depend on so many things because they are completely attached to this material world. Somehow name, fame, all these egos and so many things. They are, in that world of it. But Maharaj was saying that, look at this. Maharaj was giving the lecture in Juhutam. Look at these brahmacharis. They do, wonderful association, chant the holy name nicely, go with the devotees, no anxieties. They take, little bread, little chapati and dal, little rice. They get enough and they happily eat and they contentful that they're blissful in that, whatever they take. And then what happens? They go to bed, immediately they see the bed, they sleep like anything. No matter what, who is around, they then get up early in the morning with such a wonderful sleep. Where we can see such beautiful life. So that's why we have to create such an environment in our home as well, dear devotees. That's why we are listening and hearing all this. We have to create such an environment in our home that always there should be an opportunity to serve Krishna, to hear the holy name, to hear the glories of Krishna, hear the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, around everything, surrounded by all this. What it offers? Beautiful, blissful life. Then Krishna will take care of everything rest. One who surrendered, that's why Krishna also reveals that. One who comes to me, then there is nothing to worry, nothing to fear. So here this chapter establishing that the Sambandha Gyan, the relationship with Krishna. And that's what it is, we have to take it with us and take it home. So thank you, dear devotees. It's a beautiful, beautiful chapter. Yeah, Haribol. I just wanted to add a little more comments on it. I hope I didn't bore you. Hare Krishna. Are you all there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Dandavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. That was a very wonderful class. I missed the first part, but I think
no, actually, I didn't take the class. Krishna Namananda Prabhu took the class.
Oh, I missed that completely. But when I joined, I'm so happy I joined that time. Prabhuji, one question is like when you were talking about knowledge and devotion. It is not that a devotee is bereft of knowledge, but a devotee sees that knowledge should end in bhakti, or it should fructify into bhakti.
Yeah, I mean, that is the ultimate knowledge, right? What is that's called absolute knowledge? That's the ultimate knowledge. The object of knowledge is that whatever that we have, the knowledge in very, whatever, realization, understanding the God. So we have it. But if we don't use it, then what is the use of that knowledge? It rusted. There is no use of knowledge. But when we utilize it for the service of the Lord, that fructifies. Then there is a purpose. There is a meaning for that knowledge. Otherwise, if it is not, then there is no meaning for that knowledge. So ultimate is the purpose of the knowledge is to understand Krishna. That's why this Jnana Yoga is to understand Krishna and engaging in his loving devotion. So develop Krishna. That's why this knowledge, develop love for the Krishna is the object of this knowledge, or understand Krishna. So, yeah, so I mean, I don't know whether I understood your question correctly.
Yes, Prabhuji, that clarifies it. My thing was like even Mayavadis talk about knowledge being the ultimate thing. So there has to be a difference. Like they take bhakti as something that is aiding that gain of knowledge.
Yeah. They say is that, okay, one who realizes this knowledge is that good enough. Nothing more to be done. Then what they keep reading, they keep doing, but they don't have any attachment. They don't have anything. That's just that. And that's why they don't enter into the spiritual realm, spiritual abode. They just go to the Brahma Jyoti, which is the peripheral, the external effulgence of the Lord. They just can't go maximum there because, yes, they understand God, everything is God, and all this knowledge they have. So then they go to the Brahma Jyoti. That's Brahma Jyoti is also the Krishna's potency in the depths of the knowledge. But the actual knowledge is that the purpose of the knowledge is that unless and until one who engages in the service of the Lord, that knowledge doesn't yield any good results. One has to create that sambandha. That's why this chapter is called Sambandha Gyan. So Sambandha Gyan, one has to establish the relationship with Krishna and engage. That's a process. And engaging in the loving devotional service. Then only one can go back home, back to Godhead. Then he never comes back into this material world.
Yeah. Yes, bro. Yeah. Very clear. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Nice question.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Anything you would like to add? Okay. So then let's conclude today's session. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. Tomorrow will be the 14th chapter, the modes of material nature. Is also very deep understanding. Now we understood that material nature, the field, kshetra and kshetrajna. Now, how these various activities taking place, the modes of material nature. Right? We know that how various living entities, various activities, how it's taking place, and how things are manifesting in this world. That explains tomorrow as the modes of material nature. It's a beautiful. It's we should understand in that in the spiritual realm, into that spiritual perceptions. So when we have the material eyes, we just hear it, we just go away from after a few moments, after a few days, it all goes away because we are hearing with our material senses. We completely have this understanding. Yes, Krishna. This is Krishna is speaking. Nobody else speaks. It's Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is speaking. He is beyond. But he is so merciful, and he gave this knowledge through the Srila Prabhupada, his representatives. So we have to see Krishna is speaking, not that, And when you see that the representative is speaking, and Srila Prabhupada purport, and Arjuna is speaking, Krishna is speaking. We have to see that way. Not that, okay, this person is speaking, this person is speaking. Oh, this, this Ameshwara Das, oh, he does not know how to speak. Oh, there is Krishna Namananda Pr, okay, he does not know how to speak. He just speaking here and there. No, it's not irrespective of that who is, but what is speaking. So this is transcendental knowledge. When we have that vision and eyes, that taste of then everything makes wonderful meaning of it. Otherwise, we start to discriminate so many things comes to our mind. We should have always the object of the knowledge. Should have that understanding. The knowledge is for that purpose. That's why object of the knowledge. What is the meaning for that knowledge? What is the purpose of that knowledge? That's what is object of knowledge. That is Krishna. So when we see that one with that eyes, when we see it, so it makes immense meaning for everything. Then that's where we are entering into our spiritual devotional platform. Please join tomorrow, and without it's wonderful sections. Okay, thank you. So let's conclude today's session. Vanchakalpatarupasya. Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gaudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji,
Krishna.
Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, are you able to hear?
Yeah, Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yeah,
Can you see
Dandot
me?
Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai.
Okay.
Jai
Jai.
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Mataji. Thank you, all dear devotees. Hare Krishna, Bibal Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Gandhini Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Jai Pranam. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj.
Jai. Jai. Hare Krishna, Samya Mataji. Let me, minute. Let me ping Ramachandra Prabhu. Yeah, I just pinged the Ramachandra Prabhuji. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Let's wait. So who else is on the call? Uddhav Prabhu. You know who is this?
Hare-
Anna? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Kishori Mohan Prabhu ki jai. Wonderful, very nice. Give me just 1 minute. I'll get Ramachandra Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji is wonderful. Hare Krishna, Shada Govi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu ji, Hari Hari, ek minute.
Hare Krishna, Dandot
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhu, Hari Hari.
Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Anybody know who is this NRD? Can we put rename?
No,
Full
I
name?
don't know.
Can you rename it nice so that we, you put your name? Okay. Hare Krishna, Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Hare Krishna, Uddhav Prabhu. Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Kishori Mohan Prabhu. Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila
All.
Prabhupada.
Can you contact Mataji? Sita Mataji. We'll see. Ramachandra Prabhu said he's going to join. Just give me a call. Let me see.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, here you go.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam, all good Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, thank you so much joining. I was just waiting for Ramachandra. Oh, Ramachandra Prabhuji is here. Hare Krishna Ramachandra Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, all good Srila Prabhupada, all good Srila Gurudev. Be able to hear Ramachandra Prabhu?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Smadaji is also there.
She's a bit busy, but yes, she's around.
Okay. Okay, so then let's begin. So thank you, dear God brothers and sisters. Wonderful that we are here again to meditate upon our dear Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja. So before we get into, can you all please introduce yourself and so that briefly, not maybe 30 seconds or something, just so that everybody get to know each other. There are many devotees from Nashville, Florida, and yeah. So please, and North Carolina, and please go ahead from the beginning itself. Krishna Priya Mataji, please, so that we.
Hare Krishna, Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So my name is Krishna Priyadasi and I'm a disciple of His Holiness Lokanath Swami, of course. And I live in North Carolina and originally I'm from India, from Jaipur.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Yashoda Gopi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm Yashoda Gopi Mataji. I'm from New Jersey and our Guru Maharaj is Lokanath Swami Maharaj.
Yeah, of course, we are all.
Yeah, all are in same one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And Revati Mataji, Baldev Prabhuji. Please go ahead.
Harshan Mataji, Dandot Pranam, all the Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So we just initiated by Guru Maharaj last Kartik month in Vrindavan.
Very nice.
And we live in Florida, Tampa.
Wow. Wonderful. Congrats and wonderful is. That's Lord's, that's Srila Gurudev's mercy. That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see that. Yeah. Madhuri Sita Mataji is there. Yeah. Please unmute. Everybody can unmute.
Hare Krishna. Everyone.
Okay. Can you introduce yourself, Mataji? Madhuri Sita Mataji, so that the devotees from North Carolina, Florida.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Madhavi Sita. I'm from New Jersey, wife of Ramchandra and mother's mother. We are from Parsippany, New Jersey. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Suramya Mataji, Surabhya Vrindavan Prabhu, and
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances. Yes, we live in North Carolina, and we both got initiated in Pandharpur last Vyas Puja.
Wonderful. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Govinda Nandini Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, everybody, please accept my humble obeisance. I'm Govinda Nandini Dasi from Central New Jersey. Same congregation as Srinivas Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Draupadi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna everyone. Dandvat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. I'm from New Jersey. Yeah. Parsippany is ISKCON of Bergen.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. Kishori Mohan Prabhu.
Sure, bro. Let me turn on my camera. So I'm Kishori Mohan Das. I got initiated a couple of years ago when the COVID was in peak with Divyanam Das as my Shiksha guru. And I've talked to Ramchandra Das and Simeswara Das also way back when I was in Rochester, New York. So good to be part of this God Brother group. Hare Krishna. I'm in Nashville right now, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Very nice. And then Ramachandra Prabhu, let me give some. Ramachandra Prabhu, one of our senior God brother, and Prabhuji is one of the first who got initiation from Srila Gurudev, and Prabhuji is also the temple president of ISKCON of Bergen County, and really guiding all of us. And we are actually at Lotus feet of Prabhuji, all the time. Prabhuji, please go ahead and introduce, and so that everybody can also know you.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dhamma Pranam, all this to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. So very happy. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada, for organizing today's this call. It's a very important event for us, which is coming up. And it's nice to see so many of you here. There's many more who are not here also, but that's okay also. Yeah, so we are in New Jersey. I'm actually, me and my family are going to Pandharpur for Vyasa Puja again this year. So we will be there. And depending on when we plan to celebrate, looking forward to the Vyasa Puja program happening here in the US. One more thing I just wanted to add is some inspiration that I felt that we should, at least I would like to take that initiative to start after I come back from Pandharpur, is once a week to start some kind of a reading of Guru Maharaj's book, maybe Bombay is my office or about Guru Maharaj. And once a week we meet for 30 minutes and we read Guru Maharaj's book.
Yeah.
Because individually, I'm not sure how many of us get to read or have read. When we're together this way, we can read a little bit and reflect and share some realizations. And this we can open it up to the entire Northeast. Whoever well-wishers and disciples are there, we can join. So we can start that. At least I will start. Whoever wants can join. We'll keep you posted. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. That was nice. Yeah, I think it's a good food, good food for thought. Maybe we can start something. Very nice, and that's the way we always connect each other and connect to Srila Gurudev all the time. And also, Suramya Prabhu, did you speak? Yes, Prabhuji. Did you speak? I'm just checking. Yeah, I introduced myself. Oh, you introduced, okay. Yeah. Uddhava Krishna Prabhu also spoke.
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada.
Yeah.
My name is Uddhav Krishna Das, and last year me and my wife got initiated in Pandharpur. It's been 1 year and very excited to see again this year. And we are living in Florida, here in Tallahassee, capital city of Florida. That's it, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's so nice to hear, from wonderful devotees and who was taking these steps that towards serving the Srila Gurudev. Very nice. So let me introduce, my wife and myself. I'm Simheshwara Das and my wife Prajakishori Devi Dasi. We are both here and trying to serve the ISKCON of Central New Jersey community and Srila Gurudev. So that's our introduction. You want to speak?
Hare Krishna devotee. I am Prajakishori Devi Dasi. As Prabhuji said, we are serving Central New Jersey.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. So let's move to our next items. Did I miss anybody? Or NRD? Who is NRD? Do you know? Anybody know who is NRD? Okay. So okay. So let's go to our next agenda of this today's call. So as you all know that Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja is on this month, June 29th. Deva Shayani Ekadashi, that's on June 29th. That's on Thursday. So let us have some meditations. Let's have some thoughts that how we should celebrate Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja and what we can do, what is our plan, and all those things. Can you please, devotees, give some thoughts on this and how we can celebrate? So I would, Govinda Nandini Mataji, would you like to add, since you wanted to leave early, some thoughts?
Prabhuji, please go ahead. I don't want to be the first one. I'll listen and I'll follow everybody. No problem.
Okay, but share some thoughts what we need to do. And Ramachandra Prabhu, what do you think? Jai Draupadi Mataji, what do you think? So, Dhananjay Krishna Prabhu is there?
Yes,
Mataji?
he's also here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, what I just is since the devotees from different parts of US.
Yeah.
And there's majority are from New Jersey. Obviously, people won't fly in here, but locally they can do something on the actual day or on the Saturday followed by that, by inviting some of their close friends, or if you're part of a Bhakti Vriksha or something like that, and do it wherever you are. How to do it, maybe you can, if this is your first time, Sameshwar Prabhu can guide you. And for New Jersey, Sameshwar Prabhu, you can probably suggest a few dates and see what can be done. There have been some inputs about let's just do it, more focused around with disciples only, and maybe well wishes rather than have a big, large congregation come.
Yeah,
so that's something that we can think of.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, I think we have devotees from Tennessee, we have devotees from Florida, and when we have devotees in Delaware, I think they can join us. I'm not sure Divyanam Prabhu is not here. So I think what one of the suggestions Prabhuji and Mataji is that, like Krishna Priya Mataji in North Carolina, that why don't you locally organize, with well wishers and aspiring devotees of Guru Maharaj. And this may not be a big event, but you all can come together either in a devotee's home or somebody. That's another agenda of this meeting, that you all can take initiative wherever you are. So that way, so you can nicely celebrate the Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. So do you think that it's doable, devotees? Prabhuji Kishori Mohan Prabhu and Uddhava Krishna Prabhu, Suramya Prabhu, please share your thoughts.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Prabhu, go ahead.
Sure, Prabhu, go ahead. I'll talk.
So we live in Tampa. We have a good congregation. So this is though Ekadashi day and weekdays. So we are planning to host a program to all local devotees on Thursday.
Okay.
And definitely I'll showcase our Guru Maharaj's books and try to read something from his book with puja also and prasadam.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Very nice. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Kishori Mohan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I am new in Nashville, so I'm getting in touch with other devotees. Actually, Nashville, they have about 100 miles away. Then there is a temple. So let me reach out to them, and then so we can have one Bhakti Vriksha program here. So
Yeah,
I'll update you all, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. Just pray to Srila Gurudev, everything will manifest, everything will work it out. That's wonderful. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Suramya Prabhu, Suramya Vrindavan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So we have two more, one god brother, god sister, elderly couple who are visiting from India. So we were planning to get together and plan something locally here.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Please, please keep up this, and sometime, that you all can meditate and think of that, how we can have a wonderful, so that everywhere, this should go out, and we should also, send these reports to the Guru Maharaj, and, Lola, this pleases Guru Maharaj in big way.
You also invite your local leaders.
Yeah.
Take pictures with them and have them share some of their experiences and realizations about Guru Maharaj. I would highly, highly recommend doing that. So in Tampa, in Carolina, invite your local, at least somebody, invite Sakshi Gopal Prabhu also in Florida.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's come back to our New Jersey yatra. So what do you all think? Ramachandra Bhoji already suggested let's have, since yeah, we can have focused program, and also Govindandri Mataji, would you comment? Do you also like add some comments?
Me, Prabhuji? No,
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah, no, it's all right. No worries.
Yeah, so that means we can have also focus program. We can invite special guest, and it's not maybe like a big program, like a very what is called a focus program. That means we all can invite well-wishers, and maybe somebody's home, especially. And this is, let's pick a date actually also. And I think Krishna Priya Mataji is there. Krishna Priya Mataji,
Yes,
yeah.
Hare Krishna. Usually I celebrate Guru Maharaj P.N.'s Day in temple.
Okay.
We do Aarti and Pushpanjali in the temple room, and the devotees come get together. And then I come, then I cook some Ekashi preparation for the deities. And then anyone who comes for lunch, they can have that prasadam. But you're so increasing us, so maybe I will do in some bigger way this time.
Oh.
And I can organize special feast for that lunch time, and I can invite many devotees around this temple.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I will do that, Prabhuji. Please bless me that I can do properly.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So how many devotees are there? Any other god sisters and brothers around, or is it that only?
Prabhuji, I'm the only one. Unfortunately, I'm the only one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice. So nice. And still, you are having such a wonderful way to do it. And there are some helps. Devotees are there to help you, or?
Yeah, they always help me with Pushpanjali and with Aarti. They always help me every year.
Help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Very wonderful. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jai, thank you. Very nice. Okay. So, yeah. So let's. Ramachandra Prabhuji, what do you think that anybody would like to? And let's pick a date actually. So, do we want to do it on actual day, or I think Yadrupadi Mataji, you will be here on the 29th, or you're also going to India?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, we are going to India.
So when you will be back?
We will be back on July 8th.
July 8th, okay. So that's maybe which day? Saturday or Sunday?
Yes, Saturday.
Saturday, okay. And Ramachandra Prabhuji, you will be also back by July 8th, right? Saturday. Yeah, that's what is, I think.
Were you saying something?
Yeah, you will be also back by July 8th, right? Saturday.
July 7th.
Oh, you July 7th, you will be Friday. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. So why don't we then, I think it's good to have everybody together, right? When you celebrate Srila Gurudev Vyasa Puja. Maybe I would suggest that then probably let's keep it on July 8th then. And everybody is here. So that everybody can at least, focus. it's almost a week also, only a week away. Maybe a week and a half. Yeah, 10 days, 9 days, maybe.
Is July 8th, we can also try to come to New Jersey.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, that's what it is. Please try. And everybody, please join that case. Okay.
They're returning on July 7th and 8th. So I wonder how the same day will they be able to attend? Jai Draupadi and Mataji and Ramchandra Prabhu.
Is it July 8th? I mean, we may do it on Sunday then, actually.
Prabhu, Sunday won't be possible for me.
Monday is not possible. Sunday is not possible. Okay, Saturday then.
HG Krishna, they are coming on 12th.
Yeah, so in the sense that, I mean, we don't, then in that case, probably we would go in the Andhri Mataji's, one of us can host somewhere here so that they can just come, we will take care of the rest.
But not on the 7th, right? 8th, right? They
Not
won't
on
be
the
here.
7th, 8th, yeah. July 8th only. 8th, I think, what time the Mataji is coming? Jai Draupadi Mataji is coming?
They are coming on 12th. 8th evening.
8th evening there. Okay, Jai Draupadi Mataji is coming on the 8th evening.
Same day won't be possible. Huh?
Not possible then.
Yeah. Then what we do?
Maybe the weekend after that, Saturday.
July 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think then if that's the case, then let's keep that way. I think the good part is actually, I think if everybody's here, that's the best part of it. So now Jai Draupadi Mataji is not there and, a few other devotees are not there. And even if we do it on the actually 29th, then we are like some of us hours in the home, then it's actually, it's not that, and it's also on weekdays, many, devotees may not even join. So when you do it, let's do it nicely, so that others can come. That's also pleases Srila Gurudev that, many devotees are joined. Okay. Okay, so let's maybe pick up maybe July 15th. So nothing else is happening on that day, right? July 15th. So it's almost a month away. Okay. So let's keep that way, July 15th, and then we'll maybe one of us can host over here, July 15th, and then probably let's also send out the details of how we can host. The other thing is actually one thing I wanted to mention that, yes, Ramachandra Prabhuji already mentioned that as much as senior devotees, like in the temple, based, maybe temple persons or somebody, senior devotees and people. So please invite them so that, they can also share their, realizations and, they may have some good timing with the Srila, Srila Gurudev, and they can share all those things. And yeah, that's a one thought of, wanted to share. Plus, of course, Pushpanjali needs to be there, and Arati needs to be there, and the glorification needs to be there. And if there is some videos of Srila Gurudev's, some nice Srila Gurudev's, some nice songs, kirtan, and maybe like 2-3 hours continuously have some intense, wonderful program. This way everybody appreciate, and also, it places Srila Gurudev and capture the video, take some pictures or videos or whatever. All we can send it to, Srila Gurudev also and report. Okay, so is it okay then July 15th for devotees can join us from other places as well? Think July 15th is okay. Hare Krishna. Govindadini Mataji is okay, July 15th. Yashoda Gopi Mataji
Yeah, July 15th is okay, Prabhuji.
is okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yashoda Gopi Mataji. Jai Draupadi Mataji. Anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, since we will be back on 8th, so 15th is good.
This 15th is good. Okay. Okay. So let's do that way then, so that we all can come together. That's the main key. That's okay. So then probably we will discuss here, and we can one of our home that we can host. So this way we all can comes together. And okay. So anything else devotees would like to address, share? Since we are all here, and thank you and congrats. All the new initiatives. So nice to hear. So that we are all here. Wonderful. Anything anybody would like to add, Amindra Proji or Madhu Sita Mataji?
Let's stay connected from now forward, going forward. And there's a lot of things happening in India. Guru Maharaj right now is in Hyderabad, doing an opening of a new temple there. He's traveling so extensively. Despite his age, he's traveling so much and preaching. And for him, the best way to give him relief, to give him his medicine, is news of his disciples preaching, his disciples staying together, sticking together. That gives him so much more nectar, that it's healing to his health, to his tiredness. So what we will do is we will involve many other senior devotees like Tukaram Prabhu, and also Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj and other Ram Govind Maharaj and other God disciples, God sannyasis, and invite them to these once a week talk. And this way, we all stay connected. We can introduce others also.
Yeah.
And there's so many things going on. If anybody has any, questions or comments or anything like that about future initiate, those who are aspiring, you can call me separately. And I just wanted to ask quickly, Baldev Prabhu, Saurabh Dani, is that a friend of yours in New Jersey?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. I had met somebody who told me that he showed me a picture of somebody in Florida. He said last year got initiated by Guru Maharaj. Who could it be? I'm just wondering.
So yeah, I'm in Florida last year, but probably I don't remember, not recall.
He said he's a school friend, Saurabh Dani. Anyway, I will try to get a picture and send it to you, but because I would love to connect.
So Prabhuji, what about reading every week? Can you do every Sunday? Who can join like 5 to 5:30 like this?
Let's think through, because Sundays we have programs. Every one of us here has a program.
Sunday
program. Yeah, but after after the Vyas Puja, we can figure out some time and slot.
Sure. Or in weekdays also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Wonderful. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there news about His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj visiting US and Canada in July, August?
Oh, is that? Very nice.
I heard from our congregation here, they are originally from Maharashtra, and they were telling about it. So, but I don't know much details. I just thought maybe, I don't know, somebody new here.
So I think that you need to find out where exactly Maharaj is coming, which locations, and in New Jersey, I think we don't hear anything that Maharaj is coming. If anybody knows, please post it into this WhatsApp group, that we have in our temple also. We have some schedules, we can schedule Maharaj program.
Yeah,
Okay,
anytime we hear of any of our God brothers sannyasis coming, we will announce, and this way all the other yatras can also should start inviting them. They will be very happy to visit God brothers. And in your community, North Carolina, Tampa, North Carolina, other places, so Virginia. Okay. So, Mr. Prabhu, thank you very much for putting this together.
No, thank you. Thank you all. Wonderful. I mean, we were looking for this, so many. I think this is the beginning, probably we can, after our Vyasa Puja. Probably I think it's very, very important, that we all connect together, that we share, everything together in terms of as a God brother and sister, and also Srila Gurudev's, blessings. And so this is the way that we can all have that. And since the Maharaj is in India, we are here. I think this is one of the best way to connect together, get always that to talk, among each other, that, what is going on is one of the, as Ramchandra Prabhuji mentioned, one of the best. So let's plan something and weekly reading, and everybody can come together. And then let's take it from there. That's the way we can always have that, the thoughts of Srila Gurudev's in our mind. Yeah. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay. So, so we'll send further details on this meeting minutes as well. And then, as we discussed, July 15th will be here in New Jersey. And also, please send us the date that how are you planning to do, and some pictures, reports, so that this will all circulate and it'll go. Guru Maharaj will also will see it. Okay. I think if anything else anybody would like to add.
Also, if anybody would like to send anything, since I'll be going there personally, if you have a offering that you have written down, letter, I can hand it over to Guru Maharaj. You can mail it to me. There's still one more week left. Or anything else you want to send, then, get in touch with me. Very well.
Yeah, and also anything. Yeah, go ahead. Yes. Hare Krishna. So Vallabhacharya Prabhu and Mataji just joined.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So you're saying, Prabhuji, 15th July?
15th July, yeah.
I'm not available, Prabhuji, 15th July.
What is happening?
It's in the temple we have program on 15th July.
What is the program?
Satish Purti Prabhuji's birthday program in the evening. And hall is also booked on Saturday evening.
I see.
Well, we are planning to do this in the afternoon, right?
Afternoon in the temple?
No, in one of the devotees' house, not in the temple.
Yeah, afternoon then is fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. I think somebody else was saying something, right? Yeah. So if also there is a request from Vyasa Puja Committee, Pandharpur, if anybody would like to contribute for the Vyasa Puja, please do so. I think, I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks left. This is the way we can also help, indirectly, the Vyasa Puja program there in Pandharpur. Okay. Anything else anybody would like to add? Okay. If none, then thank you, dear devotees. Thank you so much. So nice. And let's keep in touch. And please bring everybody together, and when we have the next call. It's so nice to hear and see you all. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Asindubhyeva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki
Vrinda ki
jai.
jai
Shri
ho.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai ho.
Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.